Can
just
Welcome to Minneapolis High School basketball here on 910kennedy.com, as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8. As the Minneapolis Lady Lions come up short tonight, we get ready for the boys ball game, as we're a few minutes away from the boys ball game, as they would get ready to take on the Beloit Trojans. And Dale, while I'm getting my book around, I'm going to let you run through some stuff for Minneapolis history here.
Here's the Beloit Trojans, the team that has played Minneapolis the most in our 105 years of history, 104 years of history, whatever it is. This is the 162nd game between the two schools. Beloit leads it in a dominating fashion of 89-71. Minneapolis has won 2 of the last 4 games, including a very exciting game in the last game of the regular season last year, in overtime, 53-50. This year, Minneapolis is 3-4 overall and 1-3 in the league. Beloit has the same record overall, 3-4. It's kind of a down year for the Trojans, but they are 2-3 in the league. They lost to Republic County by 22, which is no shame. They beat Southeast Saline here on their home court by 13. They lost to Ellsworth by 10, who beat us by 2 there last Tuesday. And they beat Russell by 12 and beat Chapman by 3 last Tuesday. A Catlin boy is one of their leading scorers. I think he's relation to some of the Catlins who used to live in Minneapolis, if I'm not mistaken. It's number 20, if it looks like a Chapman out there. I believe it is. But I would think this tonight, if we play a good game, is possibly going to be a winnable game for us. They don't have any of the big 6'8", 9" guys that they've had in the past, even 6'5", 6'6", or the big bruisers that you oftentimes see. They do. Looks like they have one kid out there, probably about 6'4", but I don't know if he's in their starting squad or not. But it looks like you might be catching Beloit a little bit on a downsize. A lot of the kids look younger. Don't think they're probably dominated by many senior players either. The Lions coming off a very disappointing, hard-fought loss to Ellsworth last Tuesday night at the Bearcats gym by 2 points, 53-51.
You know, and I listened to that one. I was not. I was on baby watch and was not with you on Tuesday night. And the Beloit Trojans, the Ellsworth Bearcats, Minneapolis had a chance to win that one at the end.
Yeah.
So, as you were telling me, had it with a minute left, they had the ball, and just couldn't come away with it. But tonight's a different story as they come in against the Beloit Trojans. And like you said, I think this is a good possibility, a good possible win for the Lions. It's going to be tough in Beloit on their home floor. So Minneapolis Lions and the Beloit Trojans getting ready to do battle tonight. A couple minutes away, from the start of tonight's game. I'm looking now just from some stats here for Minneapolis is looking for average points. Looks like Keegan McCulloch and Logan Wheeler both averaging around 11.6, 11.4 points per game, and both in double figures. And Grace and George leading the way with 14 points. So you got those 3 players. If they can continue on the streak that they're doing, they could come away with a victory tonight.
Got a lot of continuing line of well-wishers here to Scott Oshman for the new baby. I don't know what he did. All he did is stand by and cheer, I'm sure. It's all Becky should get all the glory.
And Becky does. She should get every bit of the glory. Thank you to my wife for the beautiful daughter that she gave me, Saray Christine. 9 pounds, 1 ounce, 21 inches, Dale, as we announced that in the girls' game. And you folks are just turning in for the boys' game. I'm a pretty excited papo, and hello to my family at home listening, and love you, and I'll be home soon. As Minneapolis boys getting ready to do battle against Beloit Trojans. Minneapolis in their traveling red, Beloit in their home white. As Minneapolis, the starting lineup will be the same that we've seen all year. Casey Argenbright, Grayson George, Dylan Crossan, Logan Weedle, and Keegan McCulloch. For the Beloit Trojans, we will run through it as they announce it. For Beloit, as they will come in tonight. As you said, pretty much the same record as what we got, Dale. And
overall, they are. They're a little ahead of us in the league.
And I'm still looking down to see where they're at. It looks like starting lineups for Beloit Trojans tonight. Number 4, Caleb Moeller, a 5'2" junior. Aaron Catlin, a 6' junior. Jared Engelbert, a 5'7" senior. Dalton Schoen, I believe. Schoen. 5'11" senior, and Matt Pestinger, a 6'2" senior. Pestinger is a name that we called a few times in the past.
And what was the two players ago? What was that name?
Engelbert.
Yeah, that's
Engelbert.
another familiar
that's
basketball
another familiar name. So, so for the Minneapolis Lions, as we talked, 5'9" Casey Argenbright, number 15 Grayson George, 6'1" junior. Also for Minneapolis, number 23, 5'11" junior Logan Weedle, 6'2" sophomore Dylan Crossan, and 6'3" junior Keegan McCulloch.
How tall is their 35 out there?
Pestinger 6'2".
6'2", okay.
So I believe
that's a real off year for Beloit when their big guy is 6'2".
I believe we will have the national anthem, so we will take a break and let you listen to the national anthem. Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Dale Leach, myself, Scott Osherman, as we get ready for tonight's matchup. Beloit Trojans and the Minneapolis Lions here at Beloit, as Minneapolis will come back after a disappointing loss on the road to Ellsworth. And we'll be back on the air Monday as we travel to Hoisington to the Cardinal Midwinter Classic. And Minneapolis needs to get by tonight and see if they can come away with a victory tonight.
Let's remind ourselves to talk about that during halftime for the upcoming tournament.
Okay.
A little more.
Grayson George as well as Pestinger to jump for both teams as we get ready to go here in Beloit, Kansas. Ball is in the air, tip is up, and it will go in the hands of Beloit. Beloit with the ball, and they give it in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert, as he will set the play, guarded by Argenbright. Engelbert gets it over to Moeller. Moeller on the outside. As he picks up his dribble, goes back to Engelbert. Engelbert, as guarded by Argenbright. He gets it over on the outside to Catlin. Catlin back over to Engelbert. Engelbert back to Moeller. Moeller will drive, picks up his dribble, goes back on the outside to Catlin. Catlin back to Moeller. Moeller on the outside. Back to Catlin, back to Engelbert for Beloit. A lot of ball movement so far. Not ready to take a shot yet. A three-point shot by Pestinger is up and good as the 6'2" senior drains a three from the outside, Dale. Nice shot by Pestinger. Patient shot as they took about a minute off the clock. Grayson George with the ball. Back in the hands of Argenbright, back to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Grayson. Grayson back over to Casey. Casey drives, shot up and no good. He will be fouled, and he should go to the line to shoot 2. And the foul will be on number 30, which is Dalton Schoen.
That's right, Schoen.
Casey Argenbright at the line for the Minneapolis Lions. First shot is up and good. As Minneapolis gets the first points on the board for the Lions tonight. Second one coming, and it is good as well, as he uses every part of that rim, but he gets it to fall. As Engelbert will bring it back the other direction for the Trojans. Ball goes in the hands of Catlin. Catlin, nice pass down low. Shot by Moeller. Three-pointer up and good. Wow, Dale, they've come out and they've hit 2 big three-pointers. Moeller and Pestinger both hit a 3, 6-2. Trojans on top. Logan Weedle back to Keegan McCulloch, back to Grayson George. Grayson drives, and he'll get fouled. And he'll be fouled by Moeller, his first personal foul. I'll be on the floor underneath the line basketball. Logan Weedle didn't pull the trigger. Weedle pull as he gets it into Keegan McCulloch. McCulloch back to Grayson George, back to Casey Argenbright. Argenbright back to Keegan. Keegan swings it over to Grayson George. Grayson cutting it, travel with it. Cuts it into Logan Weedle, and Logan took an extra step on that. And
before he got the ball down,
turns the ball over, 6-2, Trojans on top. Ball goes in the hands of Moeller. Guarded by Logan Weedle, back. Swings over to Engelbert. Engelbert back over to Catlin. Catlin back to Moeller. Moeller another 3. This one is good as well. And Dale, I did not expect this.
We're going to have to figure out how to guard those guys, huh?
Casey Argenbright with the ball, 9-2, Trojans on top. Keegan McCulloch back to Grayson George. Grayson takes a 3, and it's off the mark and picked up by Pestinger. Pestinger swings it down to Moeller. Moeller back to Engelbert for 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George. Finally a miss by Beloit. Casey Argenbright brings it the other direction. Swings it over to Logan Weedle for 3. And that one's off the mark as well. And nice job by Keegan McCulloch as Keegan goes out of bounds and throws it off the feet of Engelbert, and it'll stay with Minneapolis. Casey to inbounds the ball. 5:21 left to go. Keegan McCulloch shot up and no good. And over the back is going to be Grayson George, I believe. And we'll see for sure. Yep. Grayson George gets his first foul of the night, first team foul. 9-2, Beloit on top. Trojans with the ball as they bring it down. Engelbert with the ball. Kicks it over on the outside to Catlin. Catlin swings it over to Moeller. Moeller looks at a 3, pulls it back out, goes back to Catlin, back to Schoen. Schoen looks at nothing. Gets it back to Engelbert. Engelbert drives the right-hand side, kicks it over to Schoen. Schoen back out to Catlin. Catlin back to Engelbert. Engelbert swings it over to Moeller. Moeller back to Engelbert. Engelbert back to Catlin for 3. And that one's off the mark and rebounded by Casey Argenbright. Pestinger tipped that one out in the hands of Casey. And back to Logan Weedle. Logan into Grayson George.
Strong, too strong.
A little off the mark and back the other direction. And nice in the drive by Moeller as he drives all the way down the baseline and gets the bucket. 11-2, folks. Beloit in control. 4:20 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a break. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Since 1887, the Bennington State Bank has been your trusted hometown bank. For over 100 years, they've been interested in helping people achieve their financial goals. Let them help you. The Bennington State Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Dale Leach, myself, Scott Osherman here as the Beloit Trojans come out and hitting on all cylinders so far with the 11-2 lead. Argenbright with the ball, gets his man up in the air, takes a shot off the mark, and Minneapolis right now pretty cold from yet to get a field goal as Beloit brings it back the other direction. In the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert back over to Pestinger. Schoen. Schoen in trouble. Makes it back out to Muller. Back over to Engelbert. Pestinger on the outside. Swings back to Muller for three. And that one is off the mark. But rebounded by Catlin. Back to Engelbert. Engelbert stopped the key. Back to Catlin. Catlin on the outside. Back to Engelbert. Engelbert with the ball. Guarded by Argenbright. Gets it into Muller for the Pestinger. Pestinger swings over to Catlin for three, and he's off the mark. Rebounded by Dylan Crossan. Nice rebound by Dylan. Ball comes back the other direction. Casey Argenbright back to Grayson George. Grayson gets his man up in the air, drives, no call, and he'll be fouled by Pestinger. Great job by Grayson George as he drives to the bucket on the left-hand side. He will go to the line to shoot two. Foul will be on number 30, which is Dalton Schoen. So Grayson George will go to the line to shoot two. First shot is up and in and out for Grayson. Checking in for Minneapolis. Wow, coming in for Minneapolis, Garrett Doherty checking in, as well as number 13, Andrew Yoxel. So Doherty getting his first action on, I believe, on the varsity side. Dale?
I might have had some mop-up duty, I'm not sure, but...
Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. Grayson does hit the second one, but Doherty checks in for Minneapolis. Nice job by Garrett, and he reaches in quickly and tips the ball off the hands of Engelbert, and Garrett showing his quickness with his hands. Garrett, pretty lanky, very quick as well. Ball goes backward to Muller. Muller goes down low to Pestinger. Pestinger shot up, no good, rebounded by Yoxel. Yoxel gets it in the hands of Doherty. Doherty back to Grayson George. And said Grayson traveled with it, and it will go back the other direction.
Doherty has something that's good on point guards, is a little height and some long arms.
Engelbert with the ball. Guarded by Doherty. Engelbert slides through, kicks it over to Muller for three. In and out, rebounded by Grayson George, back to Doherty. Doherty will bring it down. Kicks it over to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Doherty. And he throws it away in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert drives the other direction. So Engelbert with the quick bucket there as he gets his first points of the night. Another turnover by the Lions, picked up by Catlin. 13-3, Beloit on top. Shot up, no good, and going to be off the hands of Beloit. It'll stay with Minneapolis. Checking back in will be Dylan Crossan, Tyrell Owens, and Casey Argenbright as Doherty checks out, as well as Keegan McCulloch and Logan Weedle. Also checking in for the Beloit Trojans, looks like number 33, Luke Schamberg. Schamberg's a name we've called a few times, but I don't know if it was Luke though. Sophomore. So Argenbright with the ball, back to Dylan Crossan. Dylan on the outside, back to Yoxel. Yoxel on left-hand side, back to Owens. Back to Grayson George. Grayson picks up his dribble, goes back to Casey Argenbright. Minute 12 left to go. Lions yet to get a field goal here in the first quarter. Picks up his dribble, goes back to Yoxel. Yoxel goes back to Grayson. Grayson needs to pull that. He drops it and gets it off the hands. Rebound down low is Crossan, and Crossan goes up. Nice job by Dylan Crossan to fight in there. He will go to the line to shoot two, as Crossan will have an opportunity down low. From the free throw line.
Is that second on Pestinger?
It is. Good call. Matt Pestinger with his second personal foul. Dylan Crossan at the line. 13-3, Trojans on top. First shot is up and good. Let's see, he'll have another one coming. Second shot coming by Crossan. Shot is up, and it is good as well. Minneapolis' only points coming from the free throw line, 5 of 6 from the line in the first quarter. No field goals, though, Dale. We've got the plague of the girls' game in the second half of the girls' game. Ball goes back in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert goes down low to Pestinger. Pestinger gets the bucket, and he gets fouled. And he will go to the line for 1. So, tough one right there.
Owens picks up the foul.
Checking in will be Keegan McCulloch and Logan Weedle as Dylan Crossan and Grayson George check out. Pestinger with 1 free throw attempt coming at the line. Shot is up, and it is good. Checking in will be Moeller as he checks back in for Beloit. I believe they've only gone 1 deep into their bench, Dale. Beloit has. Casey Argenbright back to Tyrell Owens. Owens back to Argenbright. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan looks down low, goes back to Casey. Casey back to Keegan. Keegan in the lane, and he'll get fouled. Nice job by Keegan McCulloch as he will go to the line to shoot 2. 16 to 5.
Pessinger gets foul number 3.
Wow.
That'll hurt him. That'll hurt him.
That will. Well, they got on the board, Dale, just 2, but I thought he had the foul also last time. So, Keegan misses the front end. Garrett Doherty will check back in.
I could have sworn that's the 3rd time they've held his number up.
Number 30, Schoen checks in for Pestinger. Keegan McCulloch, 2nd free throw attempt coming here. 16 to 5. Beloit on top. 2nd shot is up and good.
It's not an insurmountable lead if we can just start hitting some buckets.
If we can start hitting some buckets, exactly. Ball's in the hands of Catlin. Catlin at the point guard. Goes back to Moeller. Moeller guarded by Doherty. Gets back over in the hands of Catlin. Catlin will swing down. Puts up a shot and good. Wow. Beloit really coming out on fire right now. 18 to 6, 22 seconds left. Minneapolis needs to somehow break this slump and get a field goal. Logan Weedle back to Garrett Doherty. Garrett set to play. 9 seconds left. And there's going to be a foul right there. 6-team foul, but with 5.2 seconds left. Grayson George will check back in as well as Dylan Crossan. So checking in will be as well as Yoxel. Yoxel comes out. Doherty comes out as well as Owens. Starting 5 back on the floor for the Lions. Minneapolis trying to find a way to get a field goal, Dale, and it's just been ice cold so far. Casey Argenbright shot up and finally get a field goal. It took the entire first quarter to get one, but we finally get one to put the ball game at 18 to 8. So at the end of the first quarter, Beloit Trojans on top, 18 to 8.
The Hairstylum, the newest and most modern hair salon in Minneapolis, will style your hair to give you the look that you've always dreamed of. Or you might just want a haircut. The Hairstylum will do that too. Lynn and Brandon welcome new customers. Call 392-4555.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lion games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior and Senior High School. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
Trust is a word that is very important in this day and age, especially when it comes to insurance. Since 1982, you've trusted the Davidson Agency in Delphus and Minneapolis to give you the best home, auto, farm, crop, life, and health insurance. Call Lyle Davidson at the Davidson Agency, your trusted choice.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Scott Osherman and Dale Leach here as Minneapolis, it took 7 minutes and 58 seconds to get it, but we finally get a field goal with the last second shot by Argenbright.
Maybe they'll set us on fire.
Keegan McCulloch with the ball. Guard on the outside. He will take it all the way back down. Kicks it back over to Logan Weedle. Logan gets it back to Grayson George. Grayson looks at a three. Takes a shot and a two. Off the mark. Rebounded by Moeller. Moeller with the bucket. Or with the ball, excuse me. Brings it back the other direction. Gets it in the hands of number 33, Schamberg. Schamberg off to Moeller. Moeller back to Reiling. Excuse me. And not sure.
3-point attempt went up and hit the top of the backboard, I think.
Yeah, a new player in there, Nick Reiling, in for the Beloit Trojans. And he's in for the first time tonight. Keegan McCulloch, the inbounds, gets it in the hands of Grayson George. Grayson back to Casey. Casey will bring it down. Crosses the timeline. Gets it back to Grayson George. Grayson into Keegan. Oh, nice job by Keegan to drive right in. He will draw the foul. Schamberg will pick up the foul. And that will be, I believe, just his first personal foul, but it is the 7th-team foul, so that'll put Keegan back at the line for a one-on-one. 7:13 left to go here in the first half. First shot is in for Keegan. 18-9, Beloit on top. Second free throw attempt coming by McCulloch. Shot is on its way, and it is good. Nice job by Keegan as he drains them both. 18-10, Minneapolis draws blood first here in the second quarter. Ball in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert back to Reiling, back to Engelbert, back to Moeller. Moeller back to Engelbert, back to Reiling. Reiling, and stolen by Grayson George, and there we go. And that will send Grayson the line because that's foul. Will walk him the other direction. So nice job by Grayson George.
We're in the bonus,
steal.
huh?
Yep. 8th team foul for Beloit. Grayson George at the line for a one-on-one. First shot is up and good. Nice job by Grayson. Second attempt coming. If we could just add some field goals to our free throws, Dale, we'll be right in this thing.
Pestinger must only have 2. He's coming back in.
Second shot is up and good. 18-12. Minneapolis cuts the lead to 6. Checking back in for Beloit will be Schoen as well as Pestinger for the Trojans. Ball goes in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert nearly gets it stolen. Back to Catlin. Catlin, and he's going to be fouled by Keegan as they try to get a trap over on the left-hand side. Keegan will get his, I believe, just his first personal foul. We'll see who it's called on. Yep, first personal foul by Keegan. Ball goes into Catlin, back to Moeller, back to Engelbert, back to Moeller, back to Engelbert. Engelbert on the outside, guarded by Casey Argenbright. And back to Catlin, goes down low to Schoen, back to Pestinger. Pestinger back to Engelbert. Engelbert gets it to Moeller. Moeller looks down low, has nothing, drives, blocked, and then picked up by Beloit. Swings it over to Pestinger for 3, back to Catlin, swings it over to Moeller. Moeller drives, and that should be a travel, Dale, and a double dribble. Nice job by the Minneapolis defense on that to prevent the bucket, as they did a nice job of collapsing on the defensive side. McCulloch to inbounds, gets it to Casey Argenbright. 6:18 left to go. It's hard to see the scoreboard from up here, Dale.
Yes, it is.
Banners all over as Argenbright brings it down. He drives up and no good. Rebounded by Engelbert. Engelbert brings it the other direction and gets it over to Moeller. Back to Engelbert. Back to Pestinger. Pestinger back over to Catlin. Catlin swings it over to Moeller. Moeller looks at a 3. Goes back to Pestinger from the free throw line. Off the mark, rebounded by Yoxel. Yoxel gets it in the hands of Logan Weedle. Logan brings the ball down to set it up. Gets it back to Yoxel. Yoxel gets it back to Grayson. Grayson swings it over to Logan Weedle. Logan drives over to Yoxel. Yoxel kicks it back over to Grayson for 3. Drains it. Nice job. Finally, Minneapolis gets a three-pointer. And Minneapolis on a run right now. Cuts the lead to 3 as they've outscored the Trojans by 7 points right now as they trail by 3. We're going to send it back to station.
Your Minneapolis hometown hardware is always there when you need an appliance, paint, tools. Well, truthfully, the list just goes on and on and on. So the next time you need something, almost anything, go to Hometown Hardware, Minneapolis. They've probably got it.
At Robertson Monuments, they believe that community is everything. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument is happy to be a part of the community. Robertson Monument, a Minneapolis Lions sports booster. Try to make as many games as you can.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Dale Leach, Scott Oshman here. Beloit with the ball. Minneapolis on a 7-0 run here to start the second quarter. 5:25 left to go in the half. Beloit with the ball. 18-15. Beloit lead. Swings it over to Schoen. Back over to Engelbert. Engelbert guarded by Argenbright. Deep three by Beloit. Off the mark. Rebounded by Schoen. Schoen kicks it back over to Engelbert. Engelbert with the ball as he will be double teamed at the top. He'll drive all the way down, back to Moeller, back to Catlin. Catlin on the outside, back to Pestinger. Pestinger back in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert sets it up, gets it back to Schoen. Schoen back to Pestinger. Pestinger swings back over on the outside to Moeller. Moeller drives, blocked by Grayson George, picked up by Logan Weedle. Nice block by Grayson. Logan takes a three, off the mark, rebounded by Pestinger. And that would have been huge, Dale.
Yes.
Ball goes in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert back to Catlin. Catlin on the outside, swings it over to Moeller. Moeller guarded by Grayson George, back to Schoen. Schoen back to Moeller, back to Engelbert. Goes inside, stolen again, this time by Grayson George. Nice hands by Grayson as he gets him up in the air. Back to Casey Argenbright. Casey goes down low to Dillon. Dillon in the lane, shot off the mark, rebounded by Pestinger, and gets it back in the hands of Engelbert.
That Pestinger's got to be taller than 6'2".
You know what's interesting, though, is Engelbert floats around on the outside a lot more than he does the inside. Interesting choice of play there. Goes back to Moeller for Beloit. Engelbert with the ball at the top of the key. And he'll pick up his dribble, goes back to Moeller, 4-3. And off the mark, rebounded by Logan Weedle. Logan will bring it down. 3:33 left to go here in the first half. Keegan McCulloch drives. Nice job by Keegan McCulloch, folks. That was a beautiful reverse, and he does a great job of coming in and around and puts the ball in. And then steals it the other direction, 18-17. Keegan brings it down.
They trip him, no call.
No call, and it's stolen, and ball comes back the other direction. Rebound blocked by Grayson George. And then, oh my goodness, a lot of bodies flying on the floor. Ball in the hands of Moeller. And then on the floor again. And there's got to be a tie-up, and there is. Wow.
Possession error to Beloit.
That was pretty exciting, folks. A lot of bodies flying on the floor right there. A lot of no calls as the ball will go to Beloit. But I'll tell you, that was some pretty exciting basketball right there, Dale.
Incredible.
A lot of bodies flying around.
Got some energy flowing through the blood veins now, don't we?
Good aggression right there by Minneapolis as they get a few new players in. Yoxel, Owens, as well as we're missing. No, I'm not sure who else. I think Crossan. Yoxel, Owens, and Crossan's in there. So Beloit the inbounds.
1 point deficit for the Lions.
And they missed the shot on the inbounds as number 33, which is Luke Schamberg, a sophomore, misses it, but he's fouled. Foul on Tyrell Owens. That is his first personal foul. And at the line will be number 33, Luke Schamberg, a sophomore at the line to try to break their scoreless streak here in the second quarter. Shot is up and good.
Oh, were they scoreless in this quarter?
Yes, they were.
Goodness.
19-17. Grayson George checks back in for Dylan Crossan. Grayson's had a few nice blocks, Dale. Checking also in for Beloit, Austin James, a 6-foot senior, checking in for Pestinger.
Yeah, he had at least 2 blocks and a steal there in that last sequence of events.
Schamberg's second free throw attempt is up, and it is off the front of the rim, rebounded by McCulloch. Keegan will bring it down. Oh my goodness.
Is that called running for a pick or what?
That was a great job by Andrew Yoxel to step in there and take that pick. Wow. Nice job, and he got level. Didn't see. Foul is on number 31, Slade Crone, with the foul for Beloit, a sophomore in. And at the line will be Andrew Yoxel. Nice job by Andrew to step in there and take that pick. First free throw is up and good. Andrew's has a nice consistency about himself on the floor. Has really done a great job coming in for the Lions. Second one is good as well, and
for only 5'11", it makes himself very accountable for him.
Yeah, he does. He does. Checking back in for the Lions is Dylan Crossan, as well as on the floor right now, Yoxel, Crossan, George, Weedle, and Owens.
Pestinger comes back in for the Trojans.
Tie ball game at 19. Ball swings over to the outside of Moeller. Moeller back to Pestinger. Pestinger back to Moeller. Moeller for three. And it's off the mark, but rebounded on the outside by Schamberg. Schamberg back to Pestinger. Pestinger swings back over to Catlin for three. And it's off the mark, but Pestinger gets a big rebound, and he puts it back in. Pestinger showing his presence down there, and he gets a big rebound right there. 21-19, 2:19 left to go as Grayson, stolen by Moeller, and just like that, Beloit has a 4-0 run, and Minneapolis calls a timeout. So
we telegraphed that. He pulled up too early, got in trouble, and then telegraphed the pass. Easy money.
23-19. We'll take a break. You're listening to 910canada.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
The State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks which offers traditional accounts such as checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRAs, loans, and online banking. But most important, they're committed to making your banking experience as easy and as personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
DNF.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Beloit with the lead, 23-19. 2:10 left to go here in the first half. Beloit had not scored a field goal in that run. They got two back-to-back right there as they break their scoreless streak with some free throws and a couple, a steal and a putback. Grayson George on the outside takes a three, drains it. Nice job by Grayson George as he hits a three from the right-hand side, cuts the lead to one. Beloit brings it back the other direction. Moeller back to Catlin. Catlin back to Moeller, back to Catlin. Catlin goes inside to Pestinger, swings it back out to Moeller. Oh, he drains one. Wow. Moeller answers him right there with his third three-pointer of the night, 26-22. Casey Argenbright on with the ball, picks up his dribble, goes back to Grayson. Grayson gets his man up in the air, shot off the mark, and rebounded by Pestinger. Pestinger with the rebound, gets it back in the hands of Schamberg. Schamberg will bring it back down the other direction. Gets it over to Moeller. Moeller back to Schamberg. Back to Moeller. Back to Schamberg, swings it over. Oh, wow, nice job. Schamberg just completely throws it away, and it'll be a turnover back to Minneapolis. Logan Weedle checks back in for Tyrell Owens. Keegan McCulloch to inbounds for the Lions. Keegan gets it into Casey Argenbright. Minute 10 left to go in the half. Ball goes to Andrew Yoxel. Yoxel back to McCulloch. McCulloch goes back to Argenbright. Casey goes back to Yoxel. Yoxel on the outside, back to Logan Weedle. Logan goes to Grayson. Grayson with the ball. Casey with the ball now. Motion offense for the Lions as they do a nice job of moving around. McCulloch, top of the key, back in the hands of Argenbright. Argenbright back to Yoxel. Yoxel telegraphed another pass and stolen by Moeller, and that's
ticky-tacky, cheap foul. He slipped and fell down.
So, but it is regardless a foul, and Grayson will pick up his, I believe, second personal foul. And Beloit will have it underneath their own bucket, 26-22. Beloit with the lead and the ball. 32 seconds left to go in the first half. And the inbounds will be Catlin. Catlin Inbounds for the Trojans. Gets it into Schamberg. Schamberg looks down low. Picks up his dribble. Goes back to Catlin. Goes back to Moeller. Moeller back to Catlin. Catlin looks down low to James. Has nothing. Goes back on the outside to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Pestinger. Pestinger for three. Oh, my goodness. Wow. That one was a big shot by Pestinger as he hits a big three right there. Grayson George for three. Drains it. Nice answer by Grayson as he comes back the other direction and answers that one right there, 29-25. Wow.
Looks pretty good after we were down by 10 or 11 there in the first quarter.
Yep, exactly. So at the end of the half, Minneapolis trails by 4, 29-25.
We'll be back.
Beloit Trojans on top, 29 to 25, and interesting half of basketball, Dale. One field goal for the Lions in the first quarter. They come back and they hit a couple nice three. Grayson George had 3 3-pointers in the second quarter, and Keegan McCulloch had 2. We started out in the second quarter. Actually, we did outscore them, but Beloit went a big stretch in there and didn't score a thing. And then they had a couple turnovers and a couple steals or turnovers, and got a few quick points, and just like that, they maintained their lead 29-25. But at one point, we had taken the lead, and we're up by 1 at 19-18.
Pretty reminiscent of the girls' game in the first half. Let's hope that we can get the boys cranked up again in the third quarter and not have a repeat of the girls' game in the third quarter. But I don't, this is not one of the more impressive Beloit squads that I've seen. Not to knock them, but they've had a lot better talent.
They've got a couple players that has hurt us so far, and that's Caleb Moeller has got 13 points. He's got 3 3-pointers and 2 field goals. And then Matt Pestinger, he has got 2 3-pointers, 2 field goals, and a free throw. Moeller with 13, Pestinger with 11. And then it drops down. Catlin with 2, Engelbert with 2, and 1 by Schamberg to pace them at 29.
When we started applying better defense to them, those 3-pointers started going away.
They did, but we slacked off a little bit towards the end. Pestinger hit a big one, and so did Moeller. And
well, I don't think they probably felt Pestinger's probably going to be much of a threat out there, but
you wouldn't think so.
He knocked her down
and knocked 2 of them down. So Minneapolis led the way by Grayson George with 12, 5 by Keegan McCulloch, 4 by Casey Argenbright, 2 by Dylan Crossan, and 2 by Andrew Yoxel. Logan Weedle held in check so far. So 25 points. And I want you to talk a little bit about the Cardinal Midwinter Classic
real
at
quickly. That's right. The Midwinter Jam at Hoisington coming up next week. Both squads from Minneapolis open up Monday against the Ellenwood Eagles. The boys are 6th seeded, and they will play the 3rd seeded Ellenwood Eagles at 4:45. The girls are, where are we? We're 5th seeded, and they will play the 4th seeded Ellenwood Eagles at 6:30 p.m. Those will be Monday at 4:45 for the boys, 6:30 for the girls. Of course, we'll have both those for you here on 19KINA.com and Channel 8, Eagle Communications Minneapolis. If either squad wins, they will play in the semifinals on Friday. If either squad loses, they will play in the consolation semifinals on Thursday. So have to see how things go before they proceed any further. That'll be tournament action, winter mid-season tournament action coming up next week in Hoisington.
As we get ready to start the second half, the Minneapolis Lions going to have to, I think also, going to have to do a little bit of, only had 5 field goals in the first half, Dale. 12 of 14 from the free throw line. Nice job from the free throw line.
If we hadn't been hitting free throws, we'd been pretty.
We've been
pretty much cooked gooses, wouldn't we?
So 12 of 14 from the line held us in that, but Minneapolis will have the ball to start the second half. 29-25, Beloit in the lead. Grayson George, the inbounds ball, gets to Casey Argenbright. Argenbright will bring it down and set it up for the Minneapolis Lions. As goes down low to Grayson George. And he
Foul on
gets
Pestinger.
fouled right off as he takes the shot. Misses, but he will go to the line.
Was the Pestinger? Yes, Pestinger. So that has to be at least
That
his
has
third.
to be 3, yep. And that is his third foul. Grayson George at the line to shoot 2.
I think if they keep attacking him, they can get him out of there.
First one is up and good by Grayson. Second attempt coming. Shot is up and it is good as well. Grayson hits them both. Ball goes back. Beloit, 29-27. Engelbert with the ball, back to Catlin. Catlin to Moeller. Moeller back over to Engelbert. Engelbert on the right-hand side, back to nice defense by Keegan. Tips it back to Engelbert of Beloit, though. Engelbert swings back to the top of the key. Set it up, guarded by Casey Argenbright. They're looking down low to Pestinger. Gets it over to Moeller on the right-hand side. Back over to number 30, which is Schoen. Back to Engelbert. Engelbert picks up his dribble. Goes inside to Pestinger. Pestinger fronts his man, misses it. Picked up by Grayson George, back out to Casey Argenbright. Argenbright brings it back to Keegan. Keegan on the outside, back to Logan Weedle. Logan at the top of the key, foot on the line, but it's good. Nice job by Logan Weedle. His first points of the ball game, ties it up at 29. Logan had just a hair of a foot over the line, but it was enough to make it a 2. Nice shot by Logan. Moeller with the ball, goes down low to Pestinger, and foul is going to be on Keegan McCulloch on the floor, and that should not count. We'll see if that's the case. Yep. And it was on the floor, so Keegan picks up his second personal foul. And ball goes into Schoen. Schoen back to Pestinger. Pestinger goes back to Catlin, back to Schoen. Schoen on the right-hand side. Gets it back to Pestinger, back to Engelbert. Engelbert back to Pestinger. Back to Engelbert. Engelbert pulls the ball out to set it up. Pestinger on the right-hand side now. Back to Catlin for 3, and he drains it. That's his first three-pointer of the night, but he hits a big one right there. 32-29, Beloit back on top. Argenbright with the ball. Gives it back to Keegan. Keegan back to Grayson. Grayson back over to Keegan. Misses the shot, rebounded by Schoen. Schoen will bring it back the other direction. Nearly loses it, back in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert with the ball. Guarded on the outside by Argenbright. Back to Catlin for 3. That one's off the mark and picked up by Pestinger. Back to Moeller for 3, and that one's off the mark. And how in the world we did not get that rebound, but we're going to get a foul instead. Dylan Crossan got boxed out of the position on that one and gives it up, and it will be Beloit's ball.
Catlin did a good job of getting that position.
First personal foul by Crossan. Ball goes in the hands of Engelbert. 32-29, three-point lead by Beloit. 5:21 left to go here in the third quarter. Ball goes back to Moeller at the top of the key. Swings it over to Engelbert, back to Pestinger, back to Schoen. Schoen back to Moeller, back to Catlin. Catlin drives back to Pestinger for 3, and he drains another one. Wow. Pestinger has just had a tremendous night tonight, Dale.
3 trays for him.
Argenbright with the ball. 6-point lead by Beloit. Ball goes back to Keegan. Back to Logan for deep 3. Off the front of the rim. And, oh, wow, nice hustle by Dylan. Thought we got that one. And it goes out of bounds. Picked up by Beloit after the ball goes out of bounds. 35-29. Beloit with the lead and the ball. 4:35 left to go in the third quarter. Catlin with the ball. Back to Schoen. Schoen back to Catlin. Catlin swings it over to Engelbert. Engelbert on the outside, back to Pestinger. Another 3. This one's flat. Rebounded by Crossan. Back to Casey Argenbright. Argenbright will bring it down. Backward to Logan Weedle for three. Off the front of the rim, no good. Picked up by Catlin of Beloit. Catlin brings it back the other direction, and a blocking foul on Casey Argenbright. And that will be the third team foul. First foul by Casey.
Owens and Yoxel in for George and Crossan.
As Muller inbounds the ball for the Trojans, gets into Catlin. Catlin looks down low, goes back to Muller. Back over to Catlin. Catlin back to Muller. Back to Engelbert. Engelbert back to Muller. Beloit being very patient with the ball. Gets it back to Schoen. Schoen looks down low to Pestinger. Goes back on the outside. Nice job by Andrew Yoxel. Steps in the passing lane. Logan Weedle had a hand on that too, as the steal goes back the other direction. Back to Yoxel. Back in the hands of Tyrell Owens. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Casey. Casey top the key to Logan. 3-point shot, up and good. Nice job. Nice quick release by Logan. That is one thing I have noticed a big improvement over last year with Logan,
yes,
and that is his quick release. Much better than last year as Logan drains the three. 35-32. Beloit with the ball, drives down low. Partially blocked, rebounded by Keegan McCulloch. Keegan pulls it back out wisely. Gets it back to Casey for three, and that's off the mark. But Yoxel tips it in the air, and then it's in the hands of Catlin. Catlin brings it back to Engelbert. Engelbert back to three-point shot by Engelbert, and that's off the mark. And, oh, my goodness. I don't know how they came away with that, but they did. But they miss it. Back to, we turned the ball over.
We threw it to where no red shirts were.
So, Keegan McCulloch and Casey Argenbright didn't have the communication right there, as checking in will be Tyrell Owens.
The Lions down by 3 here.
2:32 left to go in the third quarter. Ball goes back in the hands of Pestinger. Pestinger back to Catlin. Catlin swings over to Moeller, back to stolen by Grayson. George in the foul. Great job by Grayson to steal, as he was going the other direction. Beloit wisely fouls him, or he would have gone all the way. Second team foul. First foul on Catlin. Tyrell Owens with the ball. Back to Keegan McCulloch. McCulloch back to Grayson. Grayson for three. Drains it. Nice job by Grayson George on the right-hand side. Minneapolis back tied at 35. Schamberg with the ball. Picks up his dribble. Gets it back in the hands of Catlin. Back to Moeller. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg for three. And that one's short. Picked up by Tyrell Owens. Owens in the hands of Grayson George. Grayson brings it across the timeline. Minute 45. Keegan McCulloch with the ball. Gets it back to, that's going to be tipped out of bounds off of Beloit. Should stay with Minneapolis. Minute 39, tie ball game here in the third quarter. Logan Weedle will pull the trigger from the baseline. Keegan McCulloch. And he will pull it back out. And he gets it back to Grayson George. Grayson back to Andrew Yoxel. Yoxel in the lane, back to Logan Weedle. Tie ball game at 35. Gets it back to Tyrell Owens. Sorry, folks, I get a little excited there. Keegan McCulloch from the outside, off the mark, and rebounded by Pestinger of Beloit.
Yoxel almost had it.
Back to Schamberg. Back to Moeller for three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Yoxel. Yoxel in the hands of McCulloch. Minute left to go in the third quarter. McCulloch brings it down. McCulloch on the outside as looks to set it up. McCulloch does a great job of driving around. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. Yoxel couldn't quite hold it. 3-point shot on the outside. No good. And Yoxel's going to get a foul
the
there,
back.
but I'll tell you, that was an absolute beautiful pass by
Did you
McCulloch.
see how high that little 5'11" body was up in the air to go with the back there? He could jump.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. 35 all. Beloit with the ball as the foul goes on Yoxel. That's his first personal foul.
Is that all? The hatchet man only has one.
Beloit inbounds the ball in the hands of Catlin. 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Catlin with the ball on the outside. Gets it back to Engelbert. Engelbert tries the right-hand side, pulls it back out to Chambers, back to Engelbert. They look down low, goes back to Engelbert, swings it over to Catlin. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Yoxel. Yoxel in the hands of Grayson George. 10 seconds left. Grayson George brings it down. Grayson, and there's going to be a travel. Yeah, darn it.
Could have been a foul, too.
And the Beloit coach was screaming at the official on that. And 5.3 seconds left. You got to prevent the shot here. Three-point shot off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Yoxel. And that ends the third quarter, tied at 35 as Minneapolis outscores Beloit in the third quarter. They've outscored them in the second and third quarter. Now we just got to get in the fourth quarter and do it again, Dale.
That's right. Hold on, we'll be back.
Since 1887, the Bennington State Bank has been your trusted hometown bank. For over 100 years, they've been interested in helping people achieve their financial goals. Let them help you. The Bennington State Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
The Hairstylum, the newest and most modern hair salon in Minneapolis, will style your hair to give you the look that you've always dreamed of. Or you might just want a haircut. The Hairstylum will do that too. Lynn and Brandon welcome new customers. Call 392-4555.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. You know, the first quarter, Beloit outscored us 18-8. Minneapolis outscored them 17-11, then 10-6 in the third quarter. You know, they gotta come back out with the same intensity and fight through the fourth quarter, and come away with a hard-fought victory. So both Coach Shoup as well as Coach Conrad, talking to the official, not sure what it was about, as Beloit stolen by Casey Argenbright. Yes, picked up by Tyrell Owens. Good hustle.
Out of backcourt there, didn't we?
Yoxel at the free throw line. Shot is up, off the mark, and rebounded by Tyrell Owens. Back in the hands of Casey Argenbright. Argenbright will pull it down, gets it back to Logan Weedle. Logan gives it back over to Casey. Casey drives off the mark and rebounded by Pestinger, and we'll go the other direction. Catlin with the ball on the outside, swings it back over to Schamberg. Schamberg looks inside, goes nothing, goes back to Schamberg, goes into Schoen. Schoen back to Catlin for three, and off the mark and rebounded by Tyrell Owens. Nice job by Owens with the rebound. Back in the hands of Logan Weedle. Logan brings it back, picks up his dribble, back to Yoxel, back to Argenbright. Argenbright on the outside. Oh. Casey will set the play call at 6:55 left to go in the ball game. Picks up his dribble, gets it back to Weedle. Goes back to Crossan. Crossan on the outside. Back to Weedle on the left. Minneapolis being patient on this. Back to Casey Argenbright. Tied at 35. Either team yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Back to Logan Weedle. And timeout is going to be called by Coach Shoup, as they would get a couple new players in, as Keegan McCulloch and Grayson George getting ready to come in. So we will go ahead and take a break as Minneapolis calls a full timeout. You're listening to 910canada.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lion games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior and Senior High School. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
Trust is a word that is very important in this day and age, especially when it comes to insurance. Since 1982, you've trusted the Davidson Agency in Delphus and Minneapolis to give you the best home, auto, farm, crop, life, and health insurance. Call Lyle Davidson at the Davidson Agency, your trusted choice.
Your Minneapolis hometown hardware is always there when you need an appliance, paint, tools. Well, truthfully, the list just goes on and on and on. So the next time you need something, almost anything, go to Hometown Hardware, Minneapolis. They've probably got it.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. You know, Dale, at timeout tied up at 35. Minneapolis without the help of Charlie Lynn. Wow, when he gets back, what a help that will be. Charlie not a big scorer, but he is a body that bangs around a lot. Grayson George on the outside, drives all the way inside, gets his man in the air, shot up and good. Nice job by Grayson as he gets points, first points in the fourth quarter. 37-35, Lions on top, back in the hands of Engelbert, back to Moeller, back to Engelbert. Engelbert back to Moeller. Moeller on the outside goes into Schoen, blocked by Grayson George in the hands of Casey Argenbright. Casey drives all the way down, and he's going to be fouled. Great job by Casey Argenbright. But let's go back to the block for a second, Dale. And that was a great job by Grayson George to get up in the air. Grayson has got some great ups to get that, and he gets a great block.
This game, isn't it?
At the line will be Casey Argenbright, as he'll be at the line to shoot two. Foul was on number 23, Jared Engelbert for the Trojans. First shot is up and good by Casey.
Be nice if we could take control here and take it home.
6:07 left to go in the ball game. Second free throw attempt coming. Shot is up and it is good as well. Nice job by Argenbright.
We missed what, two free throws?
Two free throws. Ball goes back the other direction. Engelbert with the ball. Back to Catlin. Back to Engelbert. 39-35. Lions up by 4. Back to Moeller. Swings over to Engelbert. Engelbert drives. Pulls it back out. Back to Catlin. Back to Moeller. Back to Pestinger. Pestinger swings back out to Catlin. Back to Moeller. Back to Pestinger. Pestinger again on the left-hand side. They're playing a lot of perimeter ball out here, Dale.
Well, they can't go in deep. They don't have an inside guy.
Catlin back to
the guy they got's got 3 fouls on him, so he'll just be careful.
Engelbert. Engelbert on the outside, guarded by Argenbright. Goes back to Catlin, back to Engelbert.
The Pruitts and the Browns are gone.
Shot by Pestinger, off the mark, rebounded by Schoen, and he puts it in and good. Schoen gets his first points of the night off of a miss, and the putback is good. Argenbright picks up his dribble, gets it back to Keegan McCulloch, back to Grayson George, and it goes the other direction, and up and good as Catlin goes all the way, and he ties the ball game up at 39. So just like that, it's back tied up. 4:41 left to go. Argenbright with the ball. Gets it into Grayson George. Grayson and back to Casey. Good hustle by Casey to run that one down. Keegan on the outside. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Casey. And he picks up his dribble. Goes back to Logan Weedle on the outside. 4:15 left to go. Keegan McCulloch shot up and good. Nice job by Keegan as he gets a little runner on the left-hand side to drop. 41-39. Back to Catlin, back to Engelbert, back to Moeller. Moeller and Engelbert play catch for a while. He looks down low to Pestinger. Pestinger swings it over to Catlin, back to Moeller, back to Pestinger for a deep three. Off the mark, and it's going to be rebounded by Catlin. He's going to pull the trigger for three. And that's off the mark, but he gets his own rebound, and there's a block by Grayson George. And that's a tough one right there. I thought Grayson may have had position on him. And
he didn't stand firm. He moved with him.
Yeah, I think that was the key right there. So at the line will be Catlin to shoot two. First shot is up and good by the junior Catlin, and he'll have another one coming. Second shot up, coming here in a second. 41-40, 3:42 left to go in the ballgame. Second shot is up, and it is good as well. And Beloit's going to call a full timeout to talk about it. So at the 3:42 mark, we will take one with them, tied at 41. You're listening to 910canada.com as well as Eagle Communication, Channel 8.
Robertson Monuments, they believe that community is everything. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument is happy to be a part of the community. Robertson Monument, a Minneapolis Lions sports booster. Try to make as many games as you can.
The State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks which offers traditional accounts such as checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRAs, loans, and online banking. But most important, they're committed to making your banking experience as easy and as personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
D&M Body Shop can repair any make or model of vehicle and make it look like new. They transform that ugly, messed up vehicle to its like-new condition. You'll be saying, wow, what a job. D&M Body Shop, Minneapolis, the very best.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas, as the Minneapolis Lions and the Beloit Trojans tied up at 41. 3:42 left to go in the ball game, Dale, and Minneapolis will have the ball.
I like our chances.
Keegan McCulloch will inbound as soon as the official gives it to him. Gets it in the hands of Casey Argenbright as Casey will bring it down to set it up. Casey will bring it down, looks to the side for the play call, gets it to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Casey. Casey back to Keegan. Keegan on the outside. Back to Casey. Casey back to Grayson. Grayson puts it back to Logan. Logan back to Argenbright on the left-hand side. Takes a three. It's off the mark. And rebounded by Schoen. Back in the hands of Engelbert. Engelbert with the ball as he gets it over to Moeller. Back to Engelbert. Back to Catlin. Catlin swings it over to Moeller. Thought he was going to pull that one for a second. Back to Catlin. Back to Pestinger. Pestinger back in the hands of Catlin. Catlin swings it over to Moeller. 2:20 left, nearly stolen by McCulloch. Back to Catlin. Pulls it back out, gets it back to Engelbert. Back to Moeller. Goes inside to Schoen, and there's going to be a foul on Keegan. So Keegan McCulloch with his third personal foul. Neither teams have really fouled much. Minneapolis got 6 fouls here in the second half, but both teams have been fairly clean compared to the first half. Beloit inbounds the ball and gets it to Pestinger, and he'll be fouled, and he'll go to the line, but I'm not sure.
Number 4 there?
Nope, Grayson George.
Okay.
And Grayson picks up 4. So Grayson picks up his 4th, though, 41 all. At the line will be Pestinger. Pestinger has got 14 points on the night.
He had a couple free throws earlier, I think.
Yes, he did. Shot is up and off the mark. Second attempt coming by Pestinger. Shot is up and it is good as he drains the second one. Casey Argenbright with the ball. Beloit with the lead, 42-41. Casey will bring it down, gets it to Logan Weedle. Logan back to Grayson. Grayson drives and gets it to, gets it to drop. Nice job, Grayson George. Gets the bucket to fall and the foul. He'll go to the line. That's 4 on Pestinger. Nice job by Grayson George. Pestinger was awful close, Dale, to being set on that one. So Grayson will go to the line to try to put the lead up by 2 here.
He thought he was. He didn't agree with the call.
Coaches are arguing with the official as well. Shot is up and, in and out. That one was just as well dropped. 43-42, Lions with the lead. Back to Pestinger. Pestinger swings it over to Moeller in the lane and good. Wow. Moeller was cherry picking down there, but nobody put a body on him, so why wouldn't you? 44-43, Beloit with the ball. Grayson George on the outside. Minute 57 left to go in the ball game. Back to Keegan McCulloch. McCulloch back to Logan Weedle. Back to Dylan Crossan. Dylan back to Grayson. Keep back to Argenbright. Logan Weedle with the ball on the outside as he will set it up. Minute 35 left to go. Minneapolis trails by 1. And the Lions are going to call a timeout. So Minneapolis calls a timeout to talk about it. As looks like they call a full timeout. So we will go ahead and take one with them. You're listening to 910canada.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
You're searching for the right insurance to fit your needs? Look no further. American Family Insurance has been providing security and peace of mind for more than 80 years because they want to protect what matters most. Call Scott Osherman in Minneapolis, your American Family Insurance agent.
Minneapolis is a dynamic and growing community. The Minneapolis Chamber of Commerce support of the Minneapolis High School Lions sports programming is just a small part of what they do. Be a chamber member. Come for a visit and stay for a lifetime.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to central Kansas and will continue this tradition. This fast track will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Dale Leach, myself, Scott Osherman here. 44-43, Beloit with a 1-point lead. As we got one heck of a ball game, Dale.
Another breathtaker, the heartbeater here, right to the end. Let's see if we can come away with it this time.
As Argenbright will pull the trigger for the Lions as he gets it into Keegan McCulloch, back to Argenbright. Minute 30 left to go, folks. Casey picks it up back to Keegan McCulloch, and picked from behind. Nice job by Engelbert as he picks the pocket from behind as Beloit comes away with the ball. And the lead, minute 17 left to go. Beloit will work around. Catlin on the outside. Back to Engelbert, and he walks with it. Yes, nice call. And that's a turnover you don't want to see if you're coaching Beloit. Wow. And Keegan McCulloch will inbounds the ball for the Lions. Gets it into Casey. Minute 9 left to go, folks. 44-43. Lions trail by 1. Back to Grayson George. Grayson on the outside. Back to Keegan. Back to Grayson. Grayson puts his man up in the air, puts it on the floor. That's only the 15 foul, and will be fouled. Minneapolis will have the ball underneath their own bucket. 52 seconds left. 15 foul for Beloit. Beloit's in the bonus if they get fouled. Keegan McCulloch back to Grayson George. Grayson on the outside, he'll drive. Gets his man up in the air, shot off the mark, rebounded by Pestinger. And Pestinger gets it in the hands of Catlin. Catlin will bring it back the other direction. 38 seconds left. And should be, there we go. Beloit calls a 30-second timeout. 32 seconds left to go, folks. Beloit on top, 44-43. We will take a break with them. You're listening to 910canada.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Come on.
C&R Plating would like to take this time to thank their many friends and customers for making their business what it is today. Kevin also wants to wish the Minneapolis Lions a great season. C&R Plating, happy to be a Minneapolis Lions backer.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas, as the Trojans with the ball and the lead. They're in the bonus if Minneapolis chooses to foul.
Well, we got to foul the right guy.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Not sure who that would be either, Dale.
Well, not Pestinger. That's for sure.
Ball will be inbounds by Catlin for Beloit. And Keegan will pick up the foul as he fouls Pestinger. And that will put him in the line.
How many fouls on Keegan?
4.
Oh, well. If you're going to foul, might as well foul in the last minute. Huh?
Yep. Pestinger at the line.
He missed the one-on-one
He
last
did.
time.
He did. Missed the front of the 2 shot.
Yeah.
Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by, Yoxel, and thought they had that one. Yoxel comes away with it, and then it's taken right out of his hands. Foul will go on Grayson George. Darn it. Or is that
fifth, if that's the case.
Nope. Andrew Yoxel with the foul. So that helped a little bit. Yoxel with his second personal foul. Dylan Crossan is going to check in.
Pessinger back at the line. He's missed 2 of the last 3.
And he'll be at the line right here to try to put them up by 3. First shot is up, and it is good. Makes the first one. Beloit on top by 2 now, 45-43. 28.7 seconds left to go in the ball game. Second free throw attempt coming by Pestinger. Shot is up, and it is good as well as he drains them both. And what a time for him to hit both free throws. And
no, we did not call a timeout.
So full court press by Beloit. Wow. That's interesting, Dale.
Well, they aren't in danger of putting us at the line, so.
Casey Argenbright with the ball. Minneapolis needs a 3. 21 seconds left. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan on the outside. Timeout called by Coach Shoup. And he calls a full timeout with 18.2 seconds left.
It's about like we were last Tuesday, except 1 more point behind. We'll be back.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars. New vehicles including Chevrolet, Pontiacs, GMC, Buicks, and Jeep. Serving the customer since 1957. Bennett Autoplex, Minneapolis, Salina.
Scott Studio in Minneapolis does all types of signs, from vehicle graphics, banners, racing, full-color decals, retail signs, and much more. If you need a sign, here's your sign. Scott Studio, where quality is promised and the price is always right.
There's nothing more important than our children. That's exactly why the Lions Den was established in Minneapolis, so the kids could get together in a clean and healthy environment to have fun. It's a great place to party. The Lions Den, downtown Minneapolis.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Scott Osherman and Dale Leach here. 18.2 seconds left. 46-43. Lions with the ball as they will try to tie this ball game up with just 18 seconds. Either that, Dale, or do you try to work it in for a 2 and with a quick foul?
They'll go for 3.
Argenbright to inbounds. Gets it to Dylan Crossan. Crossan back to McCulloch. McCulloch. Shot off the mark. Picked up by Beloit. And the foul is going to be on McCulloch, I believe. And that will be his 5th personal foul. So Keegan will foul out with 5. And at the line will be Dalton Schoen at the line. 2 points for the night. And Keegan, they'll have to shoot 1 free throw first. So Yoxel getting ready to check in. But so as he comes in. 2 shots, though, as they're in the double bonus. At the line is Dalton Schoen. 10 seconds left to go in the ballgame, Dale. First shot is up and good. That one pretty much puts us out of it.
Yep. 2 possessions.
And Beloit's going to call a full timeout. So 47-43, Minneapolis trails by 4. Beloit calls the full timeout. We will go ahead and take one with them. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Eagle Communications, home of ECTV, high-speed internet, 910 KINA and 99 KG, a proud sponsor of tonight's hometown coverage.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars. New vehicles including Chevrolet, Pontiacs, GMC, Buicks, and Jeep. Serving the customer since 1957. Bennett Autoplex, Minneapolis, Salina.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Dale Leach, myself, Scott Oshman here, as Beloit will be at the line, showing with his second free throw here. 10.1 seconds left. Lions trail by 4. Shot is up, and it is in and out. No good. Rebound by Crossan, and picked up by Casey. And Casey's going to be fouled. Wow, that's smart. I guess that's pretty smart coaching by Beloit. 6.5 seconds left. Got a foul to give. Foul him. So, except for that was Pestinger's 5th. So Pestinger will foul out. Checking in will be Schamberg. Checking in for the Trojans.
We were fortunate that Dillon didn't accidentally make Casey travel there and lose the ball.
Ball goes into the hands of Argenbright. Misses the 3. Yeah, and he tried to force a 3, tried to draw a foul, and hopefully get a foul, and he doesn't get it. And Beloit's going to come away with the victory tonight, Dale. 47-43. I hate losing to Beloit.
I do too.
So, all there is to it, I just don't like losing to Beloit. But 47-43 is the final, as the Minneapolis Lions fight hard, Dale, and they had an opportunity. Beloit just hit their free throws down the stretch and had a couple big buckets.
Yeah, we got to the point where we couldn't hit anything either. That didn't help in the slightest. So 2 straight close losses on the road, by 2 at Ellsworth, by 3 here at Beloit on January 16th. We'll take a break and be back.
Scott Studio at Minneapolis does all types of signs, from vehicle graphics, banners, racing, full-color decals, retail signs, and much more. If you need a sign, here's your sign. Scott Studio, where quality is promised and the price is always right.
D&M Body Shop can repair any make or model of vehicle and make it look like new. They transform that ugly, messed up vehicle to its like-new condition. You'll be saying, wow, what a job. D&M Body Shop, Minneapolis, the very best.
The State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks which offers traditional accounts such as checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRAs, loans, and online banking. But most important, they're committed to making your banking experience as easy and as personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your Minneapolis hometown hardware is always there when you need an appliance, paint, tools. Well, truthfully, the list just goes on and on and on. So the next time you need something, almost anything, go to Hometown Hardware, Minneapolis. They've probably got it.
At Robertson Monuments, they believe that community is everything. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument is happy to be a part of the community. Robertson Monument, a Minneapolis Lions sports booster. Try to make as many games as you can.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to central Kansas and will continue this tradition. This fast track will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
C&R Plating would like to take this time to thank their many friends and customers for making their business what it is today. Kevin also wants to wish the Minneapolis Lions a great season. C&R Plating, happy to be a Minneapolis Lions backer.
Since 1887, the Bennington State Bank has been your trusted hometown bank. For over 100 years, they've been interested in helping people achieve their financial goals. Let them help you. The Bennington State Bank. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
The Hairstylum, the newest and most modern hair salon in Minneapolis, will style your hair to give you the look that you've always dreamed of. Or you might...
Yeah, two tough road losses that... with just the right set of circumstances, could have gone as victories either way, you just never know.
Yeah, you're right. Of course, and I wasn't at the Ellsworth game, but a couple different ways to look at it, and you never know. It could have come up a completely different way, both ball games. As Coach Shoup joins us up here. And Coach, thanks for coming up here and joining us. I appreciate it. Interesting. We were talking about before you got up here. Interesting ball game from the standpoint of first quarter. I was really kind of shell shocked by Beloit coming out and hitting 3 big 3-pointers. They took a commanding lead. We had 1 field goal, and they did a great job of bouncing back in the second and third quarter. But
yeah. Well, bottom line right now, we can't defend anyone in the man. It's just an invitation to score. And I wasn't surprised that they hit threes, and our kids weren't either, because all we've talked about is that Beloit can shoot threes. And we just refuse in our man-to-man to take things seriously and defend people. So if we're going to be a zone team, that's what we're going to be. And I thought we were pretty effective in that zone tonight. I thought that kind of is what allowed us to get back into it, because it put Beloit on their heels, and we covered well out of it. The kids covered well and rebounded well out of it, which was nice to see. Maybe that's just the team we've got to be a little more of, and so that's what we'll do. Offensively, I thought first half, the first quarter, we were typical us. We just wanted to run around and jack up shots. And then as we got into the second quarter, they started doing what they're told, and that's going to the rim, getting free throws. We got 14 free throws in the first half, but then the second half, we go back to being us again and not really looking to score inside and go at their defenders. And so we only got 5 free throws. And I think that was, to me, that was the biggest difference of the game is we didn't get to the line the second half like we were the first half. And you got to give Beloit credit. They played some pretty good defense tonight on us. And, I was proud of the way our kids played. We played hard. There's just some things execution-wise we've got to understand that for us to be a good team, this is what we've got to do. I don't know. We'll get there. We've been on the road here. Like I told the kids, we're 1-4 in league. 3 of those losses, we were in those games. Even with Sacred Heart there, even late in the third, we had that thing down to 8 points with a chance to cut it with the ball. Ellsworth, we were ahead towards the end. This game, we were ahead there a little bit towards the end, and we're still young. We're probably at the stage where we're trying to learn games. And right now, just the way our schedule's set up, we're trying to learn how to win games on the road.
Yeah.
And that's a little tougher task than at home, but that's the situation, and we've got to find a way to get that done. And like I said, I think the big thing, especially in the fourth quarter, we only get 8 points, and we were passive. I mean, we were just not willing to go to the rim, and I don't know.
Yeah, I was kind of joking with Scott here. I said, golly, we're really catching Beloit on the downward side. Their big man 6'2", and that's it.
Yeah.
The Pruitts and the Browns are gone.
Yeah.
And, we probably had as much opportunity to be going inside tonight as any time
we did
ever against
Absolutely.
Beloit.
Yeah.
Of course, against Ellsworth, they kept running those 6'5" guys in and out, and that was much to our detriment. But
Right.
Here tonight, we probably had a better opportunity to try to dominate inside as with anybody. But Pessinger did a good job most of the time.
Yeah.
He's got to be taller than 6'2". I don't know.
He's about 6'5". Yeah.
But
it's one of those things that we've got to understand that right now. I mean, I just think our kids, we're trying to kind of change who we are a little bit because we want to run around and shoot jumpers, but that just doesn't win you games. It'll win you games if you can go inside and get some points from time to time, but we can't. So we've got on the guard front, we've got to get to the rim a little bit with our guards and get them some opportunities to score. And I said, that's the biggest thing. Down the stretch second half, we didn't go in anymore. I don't know what the reason exactly is, but that's something we've got to take away from this and do a better job of.
Couple of things that I positive I want to point out. 16 and 18 from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah.
Great. That's what kept us in the ball game because of what you said. You were driving 12 of 14 in the first half.
Right.
Now you said you hit them five attempts. You're right. I missed one.
Yeah.
So we were 16 and 19. Sorry about that.
Right.
But still 16 and 19 from the free throw line is
take
pretty darn.
Take that in tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, exactly.
The other thing that that Beloit got away from because they weren't getting anywhere was when they were taking it inside. Grayson had numerous blocks, and Keegan had a couple blocks. The guys did a great job of defending on the inside. They did. I didn't write down exactly how many threes they had, but they had at least 8 3-pointers.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of length we can throw in there with some guys. Grayson's not extremely tall, but he's long. Keegan, same. Dylan's the same, and so it gives us some opportunities to help inside a little more, and we need to do that because we're not a big team. So yeah, I was pleased with the zone. I was pleased with how the kids are in it. For the most part, we rebounded out of it really well until the end, and that's where Beloit scored their points and beat us. And that's one of the things our kids we're still learning. End of a game, people are going to start rebounding harder and doing those things. We got to also, and I don't think we did. I don't think we understood that at the end of the game tonight. And it's tough to lose these because we had an opportunity to win them. And right now we're not shooting the ball particularly well. And when you're a team that is a team of guards and jump shooters, when you don't shoot the ball well, that's hard. But again, you got to give Beloit some credit, and we've just got to get a little bit better on Monday.
What do we know about Ellenwood, the Eagles coming up?
Well, they were 6-3 heading into tonight. They've got 2 6'5" kids. One's 240 and averages about 17 a game. He's a nice player. They've got a couple good little guards that can shoot. So it's going to be a good game Monday night. They're a tough team. They'll be a challenge for us to zone a little bit because they've got more of an inside presence and can score some points in there. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what we do up there. And I would like to see us come out and put some points on the board, shoot the ball a little better, but most importantly, just defend well, and we've got to find a way to get a win here at some point in time.
Yeah, the Cardinal tournament has not been kind to the Lions here in the last couple of years. It'd be nice to see us start to do a little bit better in this
It'd be nice to get a couple wins down there and come home happy and have a little bit of a momentum going for us.
Yeah, because we still have a rough road stretch ahead of us. We don't play at home until February 2nd.
It's a bad deal.
So.
But it's rough when you're trying to win games to have to try to go on the road and do that. But like I said, there's no excuses. That's just what it is. So we've got to find a way to get that done and become a little bit better at what we're doing.
Yep.
So.
Well, Coach, thanks for coming up and spending some time with us. I know you need to get with the team, but thanks, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
And we will see you on Monday night.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Thanks. So as the Lions come up short tonight, 47-43 against the Beloit Trojans, and it's something that, like Coach said, where they're going to have to reach down, find a way to come up with some victories. And the tournament is, granted, there are some 2 and 3A schools in that tournament. Ellen was, I think, a 3A, but they're not shabby. But there is some potential there that we could come away with two victories, maybe even 3.
I'd play well, shoot well.
Exactly. So we're going to go ahead and say goodnight from Minneapolis. I want to get home and see
Hold
that new baby.
Yeah, squeeze that baby a little bit. Thanks for listening, folks, and have us in your home as usual.
Good night.
Beloit Gymnasium.